Alright, I am gonna beg you preemptively not to judge me with excessive harshness for what I'm about to do. Because, yes, I'm gonna review a Maruchan ramen product. It's the new Saucy Noods spicy chicken flavored Maruchan ramen, and it's got, the lettering is this cool kind of early 70s Funkadelic album cover, Soul Train type thing. Um, yeah, and I just have to try it. I'm too intrigued not to. I know, it's Maruchan. It's 79 cents, but what if it's amazing? So, what I've got over here is a soft boiled egg that is being prepared. There's Scully. He's very excited to see what's going to happen here. And then the ramen preparation for this particular packet is a little bit weird because you're supposed to take a cup and a third of water and boil it in a frying pan and then cook the noodles and then add the sauce packet. And apparently it makes some kind of a thick sauce. We'll see. All right. Well, there they are. There are the Maruchan spicy chicken flavored saucy nudes prepared with what I thought were going to be soft boiled eggs, but it turned out that they're more leaning towards the hard boiled side. I only boiled them for 5 minutes. I don't know what was going on. Maybe this is like the burner from hell. Everybody's got a burner from hell in their kitchen. You know, you got your four burners. Most of them are normal. Maybe one of them's out of commission, and then there's just the crazy, insane one that overcooks everything. And maybe that's what this burner is. All right, I located the thing that I sprinkled over this ramen. It was this Trader Joe's crunchy chili onion sprinkle seasoning blend. And it's got Sichuan peppercorns and crispy fried onions, I believe. Yeah, crispy fried onions and Sichuan pepper. So that is what I sprinkled over this. I know technically you can say that it's a cheat, but come on, it's a 79 cent packet of Maruchan ramen. I've got to put a couple things over it. I know a purist would try it on its own with no accoutrements, but I just couldn't do that. I was just looking at it. I don't know. We got this beautiful image of these saucy. Look at that. That looks nice. That looks like a legitimately nice, kind of like velvety smooth, saucy nug. And I like how there's, with this sort of early 70s Funkadelic lettering, there's, a little sauce dripping down from it. It's very enticing. It's very enticing, but the actuality of it, the sauce seems kind of thin. I prepared it exactly as the directions instructed, and in fact, I used a cup and a quarter of water, not a cup and a third. So there's actually a little bit less water because I was concerned about that when I was preparing it. I'm like, is the sauce going to be, unpleasantly thin? We'll see. I'm skeptical. It was 79 cents. I've done what I could to soup it up. Well, actually, I did what I could to unsoup it, but it appears to be soupy anyways. All right, let's stir it up. Here we go. I mean, it looks like it's thickening up a little bit. Maybe it's one of those things where you're supposed to give it a few minutes to let it thicken. Actually, let me see if that's in the instructions. I'm going to have to give it to Maruchan. Let me see. Mix the powdered sauce for 1 minute until it is evenly dissolved throughout the noodles, and then product is very hot. Allowed to cool. Serve and enjoy. Okay. So it's maybe one of those things where the sauce will thicken up as it cools. So maybe I should pause and give it another minute because it's still got steam coming off of it and the bowl that it's in is quite hot. So hey, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be unfair and show it upside down. No, let's be fair to the saucy nudes. And let's give it a little bit of time to cool. All right, there's just the very faintest trail of steam still coming off of those noodles. But you know, I'm done waiting. All right, give another little stir. Let's try these. Doesn't smell too bad. It doesn't smell bad, and I kind of like the texture of the noodles too. This is not just your standard, you know, shitty-looking Maruchan ramen noodles. There's something I like a little bit more about them. I don't know if it's, you know, kind of like a Korean style noodle or something like that, but the style of noodle is different from what you normally get with Maruchan. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what exactly the type of noodle is. Okay. Wow, there's respectable spice in that. I'm getting a little burn going. I have to say, I'm kind of liking what is going on in this bowl. The thing that is immediately surprising about it, and I'll talk about flavor a little bit more in a couple minutes, but what I want to focus on right now is heat. In no way, shape, or form was I expecting these Maruchan Saucy Noods, spicy chicken flavored 79-cent ramen packet. In no way, shape, or form was I expecting them to bring anything more than the slightest, barely detectable heat. But there's real heat in that. Wow. I've got a numbness. I'm feeling at the back of my mouth and on my tongue and in my throat and actually in my chest a little bit, which is really uncommon. But I've got like a chest burn that started with my throat in the back of my mouth. Now I've got numbness on my lips. There's real heat. There's real heat in these saucy nudes. I'm kind of stunned, amazed, impressed. I'm appreciative of that. Wow, you don't get heat like that typically with a 79-cent packet of noodles. Um, so it's not false advertising in that regard. It is spicy, and yes, allowing the noodles to sit and allowing the sauce to thicken and cool down did, you know, yeah, no, it doesn't look exactly like this. It's not that beautiful orange color. It's not as saucy as that, but look. It's not that far from it, right? It's saucy. So now that I've evaluated heat, I'm going to take another bite and I want to evaluate flavor. Honestly, it tastes like a good bulldog ramen to me. I don't know if it's artificial chicken flavoring or if there's something natural in there, if there's maybe chicken fat in it. Um, but it tastes chickeny. It's got that nice balance of sweet, salty, spicy. All right, with just enough soy in there to give it the umaminess that it needs. A little bit of garlic in there, probably some onion powder. Um, Honestly, I don't really have that much of a criticism of the seasoning packet, of the flavor packet that goes into this little ramen. It's nice. Um, it wasn't that long ago that I reviewed the Flyby Jing. The Flyby Jing chili crisp super spicy ramen, which didn't taste good, wasn't spicy, and cost me $3.99 for one little packet. This, like I said, 79 cents. I like it. I like it better than the Fly by Jing ramen. I think it is superior. I like the texture of the noodles. I like the heat that this brings. I'm going to give it a 2.5 for heat. I think it's a nice spicy chicken flavor. Every bit as good as, the original Bulldog spicy chicken flavored ramen. It's good. It's probably the best thing that Maruchan has ever come up with. I don't know because I haven't had every single thing that they've ever come up with. Most of the time, I'm just, crushed, disappointed, or disgusted by what Maruchan comes up with. But these saucy nudes, I like them. I like them. I had fun eating this ramen. I like the burn that it's giving me. I've still got like tingly mouth and a burn at the back of my throat and in my mouth and on my tongue. It produces a good burn. It's got a nice flavor. The noodles are, they just have a more interesting shape and I think a better texture, a more likable texture than your normal Maruchan ramen. And yes, I gave it time and it became saucy. I haven't even touched the eggs yet. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I really, really like it. And I know some of you are going to say, well, you kind of cheated a little bit. You put this chili onion sprinkle on it. I know, and that's probably part of the source of the numbness, because people say that Sichuan peppercorns are hot. They're not hot. They give you a tingliness and a numbness. That's not heat. So yeah, probably part of the numbness on my lips is from the Sichuan peppercorns. But that aside, I didn't oversaturate it. It's not like I, mixed, a whole teaspoon of this or something. I sprinkled it over top, mixed it into the noodles. Yeah, it probably enhanced the flavor a little bit, but I'm sure this still would have been good even without that sprinkled over top. So I like this a lot. I'm actually going to give this... Am I going to give this an 8? I might give this an 8. No, I can't give it an 8. I mean, it is Maruchan after all. It's a solid 7.5, okay? A solid 7.5. Easily the best thing by Maruchan that I have ever eaten. Really. Really it is. It's fun. It's cheap. Yes, it is saucy. Yes, it is spicy. It's tasty. And it's better than a lot of these, as good or better than a lot of these ramens that are like, $4 per packet. Fuck that. Go get yourself some Maruchan Saucy Noods.